Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. So it is finally December, which means that the holidays are here, which also means this is the most hectic time of the year. Anyways, with that being said, today we're making a dish that's perfect for those busy days, as it's very easy to make and it's all done in about 30 minutes. We're talking a creamy mushroom rice with Manchego cheese. And let me tell you, this rice is filled with the most amazing textures and flavors. It's made with just a handful of ingredients. And once again, it's all done in about 30 minutes. Folks, serve this rice as a side dish or even as a main course. Either way, make sure to enjoy it next to a bottle of Spanish red wine, more specifically from the region of Tierra Requena, for the ultimate dining experience. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. La Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients like Queso Manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the spices you need to make all your favorite Spanish recipes, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings. And they even offer classic grilling systems, that way you can always perfectly cook your paella at home. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure to use coupon code ONAFORK during checkout for 10% off your order. Let's begin by adding in 5 cups of vegetable broth into a saucepan, which is 1200 milliliters. You can use different types of liquids here, such as chicken broth or even beef broth. Either way, link on how to make my homemade veggie broth in the description box below. And we'll heat it with a medium heat. At the same time, we'll heat a large fry pan with a medium heat as well. And add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. While the oil is heating, I'm going to cut half a pound of mushrooms, which is 225 grams, that have already been washed and patted dry, into slices that are 1/4 inch thick, which is a little over half a centimeter. I'm using typical white mushrooms here, but you can also use baby portobellas. And we'll also finely chop 1 small onion and roughly chop 4 cloves of garlic. Once the olive oil is nice and hot in the fry pan, we'll add in the sliced mushrooms. And we'll mix them around, that way they're all coated in the olive oil. Then we'll place them all in a single layer, just as best as you can, and go for about 3 to 4 minutes without mixing them. After about 4 minutes, we'll mix the mushrooms. And once again, place them in a single layer and go for another 4 minutes without mixing the mushrooms. After a total cooking time of 8 minutes on the mushrooms and they're beautifully sauteed, we'll remove them from the pan and set them aside. Now, using the same pan with the same heat, we'll once again add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. And we'll immediately add in the chopped onion and the chopped garlic. And at this point, you want to mix the ingredients around continuously, that way they don't brown too quickly and they all evenly saute. After 3 to 4 minutes and the onion is nice and translucent, it's time to add in the rice. I'm going to measure out 1 cup of Spanish round rice, which is 190 grams, and add it into the pan. This is the rice that's typically used to make paella, which is very similar to arborio rice. Either way, you'll find a link where you can get the rice I'm using in the description box below. We'll also add the mushrooms back into the pan and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll continue to mix this continuously and go between 1 to 2 minutes or until the rice is lightly toasted. After 2 minutes and the rice is lightly toasted, we'll grab the simmering broth and gently pour it into the pan. And unlike risotto, you don't have to mix this around continuously, but do get under every 2 to 3 minutes, as that's going to help release the starch from the rice, which is one of the elements that gives this dish that beautiful creamy texture. After simmering the rice for about 15 minutes, it should be perfectly cooked through. Make sure to check the package instructions in the rice that you're using. At this point, I'm going to remove the pan from the heat. Finally, grate in half a cup of cheese over the rice, which is 60 grams. I'm using a Spanish Manchego that's been aged for 6 months, but you can use whatever cheese you like. Link where you can get the cheese I'm using in the description box below. Then we'll give it one final mix until everything's well mixed together. And like I've told you in the past, when you're working with a creamy dish, you always want to add in the cheese at the end. Otherwise the heat's going to break the fats apart from the cheese and you're going to lose that beautiful creamy goodness. Then we'll transfer some of the rice into a serving dish. Top it off with a kiss of grated cheese, some cracked black pepper, and some fresh parsley. Check it out, our creamy mushroom rice with Manchego cheese is done. This is known in Spain as Arroz Meloso con Champiñones y Queso Manchego. Very easy to make, such a beautiful presentation, and all done in about 30 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. Once again folks, Arroz Meloso con Champiñones y Queso Manchego. Look at that beautiful creamy texture. Here we go. Oh my goodness, we are in for a special treat today. That is absolutely beautiful. The rice is perfectly cooked through. It just kind of melts in your mouth. And you have the flavors from the queso manchego, that homemade broth, and of course the mushrooms to take things to the next level. You saw this very easy to make, done a little over 30 minutes. Once you can serve it as a side dish or even as a main course, and always next to a bottle of Spanish wine for the ultimate dining experience. Real quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Dr. Michael Barvitz, Jesper Halloum, Jim Owens, and Clarence Bolin. Again guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, as it really helps out the channel. Leave me a comment below, and as always, don't forget to share this video with your family and friends, that way our Spain on a Fork community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego.